poppin', y'all? This is Deidre with One Shot Game, man. You already know how the motto go. You get one shot at life, but a lifetime to learn all the game you need to help improve your life. The choice is yours on which route you choose to take. Now, as I always say, you get two choices: the ability to faithfully settle in the life that has been set out for you, or the ability to pave a path towards your destiny. That choice is also up to you. So before I get into the title of my video, I want to say a big shout out to all my supporters. You guys are great. And even the ones behind the scenes, I see you too. So listen, the title of this video is going to be on the fact that oftentimes you get misjudged in this life. You know what I'm saying? People want to point the finger. People want to, make you seem like you less than. You know what I'm saying? Everybody want to be on like this high horse. And one thing about me is the fact that my crazy ass always be wanting to save somebody from their karma. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can see what's going on. I'm mapping out exactly what's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? If I could just butt in and talk to you for 5 minutes, I would be able to give you some insight that could rescue you from something you probably need to learn. You know what I'm saying? I am someone who had to experience their karma alone. I didn't have nobody holding my hand. I didn't have nobody giving me the route, the roadmap, figuring out how to get out of it. You know what I'm saying? When I called on people, nobody came. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm getting to the point where I'm understanding that as people, we have to go through the karma. And it hurts. It don't feel good. People sometimes wake up on the wrong side of bed internally just because they had to go and relive their life in their dreams or in the physical. You know what I'm saying? And they're just placing misdirected anger all over the place. And I just be wanting to just come right in and be like, hey, look, you know what I'm saying? Handle it like this, do it like this. But again, realizing and understanding that if you try to save someone from their karma, what will happen is they'll never learn. And they'll come in and play nice like they buddy with you, with no intention of ever, you know what I'm saying, liking you for who you are, or, you know what I'm saying, who you know what I'm saying, the advice you're trying to give them to help them, because they don't look at it as help. They look at it as, you know what I'm saying, me being able to take use of you, strictly because they haven't learned their lesson through that karma. You know what I'm saying? Karma sometimes plays an extensive route depending on, you know what I'm saying, the deeds of your bloodline, your history. Sometimes people don't even know how far those debts go, and sometimes they're really deep. There are things that have been done in our bloodline that we have no recollection about. Nobody knows. You have to actually go and, you know what I'm saying, clear the debt up for that. And sometimes it could be extensive, but I'll be paying attention, I'll be watching, I'll be thinking to myself, listen, if I could just give you 5 minutes of my time, you know what I'm saying, I can help you be able to ease yourself out of whatever situation you in. But at the same time, the other side of me knows that, you feel me, nigga, can't nobody save your ass. You didn't say nobody saved me. I had to go through that shit. I had to become stronger, you feel me? I had to build up my darkness to be able to move in my light. You know what I'm saying? Otherwise, the darkness was going to crush me every time. You know what I'm saying? Because I was going to go out here and be moving a certain type of way, knowing that, you feel me, I got hella deep-ass karmic debt to pay. You feel me? Ain't nobody exempt for that shit. That shit's like having a credit card. You done racked up all that debt. Now it's time to collect, nigga. You feel me? You're going to have to deal with that shit on your own. You know what I'm saying? Don't call on me. I can't save you. You got to go through whatever it is that you're meant to learn in this lifetime. You know what I'm saying? But again, the type of heart I got, and the way I understand people, and the way I don't have no vendetta or ill will against people, I really just be wanting to slide right in and be like, hey, look, you feel me? I understand. I know what that shit feel like. It hurt. It don't feel good. You know what I'm saying? Give me 5 minutes of your time. I can say the right things and do the right things to be able to, you feel me, help you break apart from that. But again, the way people is set up, sometimes you have to let them go through that. Otherwise, they won't see no change. You know what I'm saying? They won't see no growth. They'll still be the same person. So you have to realize how to pull back and just let people experience what they need to experience on their own. You know what I'm saying? It's hard, but at the same time, oftentimes it is exactly what they need to be able to get their light together. You feel me? Without you being involved in the situation and shedding light on maybe the things that's holding them back, they'll never be able to get it together. They'll be stuck going nowhere fast. You know what I'm saying? And that's a place I don't think nobody want to be. You feel me? Everybody want to try to make it out of a certain, you know what I'm saying, point in their life where they can grow and be better and do better. But if you don't know which way to turn, sometimes you don't have the insight needed or the wisdom needed to be able to, you know what I'm saying, get to where you're going. But again, it's up to you on what you use as a means to understand, to grow. Like, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people get comfortable in their ways. You get comfortable in your ways from the past, that's going to stop your growth. You know what I'm saying? You're going to be going nowhere fast, hitting walls everywhere you go. You know what I'm saying? People be trying to figure out, listen, how you got the game, how you got the antidote. You feel me? What is it that about you? We see it in you, but we don't want to acknowledge it because, you feel me, you got certain people that's still like in that envy, jealousy type of mentality. So, you know what I'm saying? They don't understand that as a person who has went through, you know what I'm saying, being on the dark side, you feel me, engaging in things that wasn't helping me grow, you know what I'm saying, and pulled myself out of it to the other side. It's almost as if, like, talk to me, get to know me, you'll get to see me on a different scale. But people just, I think people just don't want to hear the truth. People really, truly just don't want to hear the truth. They be too afraid to even, you feel me, wonder or question what a person is going to say if it's not on something that they own. You feel me? You got to have tough skin. You can't be out here getting offended. You feel me? You got to build up a wall. Just like you build up a wall with life, and anytime you get hit with something, you figure out a way to move around it. It's the same thing. You know what I'm saying? With somebody telling you the truth about your reality and who you are. Even if you know it, you feel me? You're not taking the correct steps to change it. So you're still going nowhere fast. Sometimes you just need that extra little push. You feel me? That extra little... Like, I can tell that you went through it and you came out on the other side. Most of the times when people talk to us, they be telling us how to move, and they still stuck in the same situation. Like, how you gonna tell me what I should be doing and you ain't practicing what you preaching? That shit is going in one ear and out the other. I do not hear you talking. You know what I'm saying? And you keep it pushing. But when you actually can see that someone has actually done the work, you feel me? It becomes a type of situation where you like more inclined to pay attention. You know what I'm saying? Listen, knowing and realizing that my heart big, but it be quiet. And the way that I care about people sometimes more than I care about myself probably would be my downfall a lot. And I be really wanting to just rush in and be like, listen, I know exactly what it is. If you're willing to get tough skin and take the advice and the guidance, you can make it through this. But, you feel me? That's the thing. Sometimes you just gotta, no, not sometimes, all the time. You gotta let people just deal with their karma on their own. You know what I'm saying? Because the way people's mindsets be set up, you know what I'm saying? They can take your advice, but don't want to use it because they judging you. You know what I'm saying? By what you got, don't have, your appearance, what you look like, automatically it comes off as a judgment. Instead of listen, block that out. Listen to the words that I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Just take in the message. That's all you need to understand. You feel me? But I guess our society wasn't built like that. So oftentimes that's the first thing people judge. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy because I be just trying to get people to understand, listen, I don't care how you see me. What you think I got, what you think I have, how blessed you may think I am, whatever it is that you see, it does not go against the things you've been through. Because I don't care who you are. I wouldn't want nobody to live my story because that shit was deep. You know what I'm saying? To be able to understand other people's story and be able to carry the pain with me, and knowing that I wouldn't want any human being to have to go and suffer what I've been through in my life. You know what I'm saying? But again, when people see you, they don't see that. They don't see how you identify with them, with your story. They see something completely different. And it's crazy because I don't see that. I don't see what y'all see. I know I'm different. I know I stand out, but I'm still hurt. You feel me? I just figured out how to use it to the best of my benefit. You feel me? Life ain't peachy key. Life ain't, you know what I'm saying, a box of chocolates like everybody think it is. This shit get rough, you know what I'm saying? But it's a stepping stone. You feel me? I may be 2 steps ahead of somebody. I may be 3 steps ahead of them, but just don't think I ain't went through no steps. I had to learn. I had to go through it and gain the wisdom needed to move forward. A lot of people get stopped at right there. So it's like going to home with homework, but the homework was what was in class, right? You already know it already, but the answers is in the back of the book. So therefore, you don't have to learn anything. You don't have to write down no notes. You don't have to gain no wisdom, because everything you need to know is in the back of the book. You ain't learning nothing. You know what I'm saying? It's different when you passed a step, you grew in your life, and then you're at a brick wall. And the lessons needed to move forward are actually in the past, you feel me, lesson you just learned. But if you don't know how to analyze it, you're going to get to the next lesson and get stuck. And then your anger going to come out. Your aggression going to come out. And now you're going to be trying to blame somebody without actually looking back and being like, I'm at a brick wall right now because I didn't get something that I've already went through. You know what I'm saying? That I've already passed. I didn't learn the lesson. I didn't study. I didn't take notes. And again, notes is inside your brain. You don't got to write them down on a piece of paper to gain wisdom. The notes you need to get past the lessons in your life is ingrained inside your everyday life. You know what I'm saying? And you know how, like, when you go to school, if you don't know the school curriculum for that grade, they hold you back. It's the same thing with life. If you do not want to understand where you need to pass this lesson, you're going to experience a lesson over and over and over and over and over in many different ways until you get it. However that may look to you, however long you want to suffer with you, that's all on you. You feel me? I learned now that everybody's different, you know. But I got tired of doing the same lesson over and over. I was unhappy. I was miserable. It wasn't enough money in the world that can pay for the misery I felt every day. I was tired, and I was basically pushed into mastering the lessons. I had no choice. I wasn't given that option. You know what I'm saying? And so now that I've passed the lessons, I'm meant to be in the same predicament physically as everyone else, to be in disguise and let them know, listen, y'all may see something in me, but that's because I mastered the lessons. You know what I'm saying? At understanding how to pull myself out of the depression. Everything else is going to come slowly but surely. And I'm not really worried about that, because what I needed to pass didn't cost nothing. It was free. You know what I'm saying? All I had to do was go back and look at and study my notes, which is something that's ingrained in your memory bank. You know what I'm saying? But you got to think about it like this. I don't like to use the word narcissistic, but a lot of people use it. I believe truly those people, they live a lie. Everything they talk about and agree with is a lie. So it's hard for them to remember, because they lie so damn much to cover up, you feel me, the fact that what they're saying is a lie. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I've never operated in that way. Have I lied before? Definitely. Have I manipulated somebody before? Of course. But to be able to just not tell the truth, I've always been the type of person that was honest and upfront, no matter how bad it hurt somebody. And maybe not about everything, but if I wasn't honest about it, I didn't say nothing. You know what I'm saying? But again, I think that's what stops people from learning the lessons they need to learn when they hit a brick wall, because they don't want to go back and look at certain lessons that held them back. I don't know why. The meaning for that is different for everybody. You know what I'm saying? For me personally, it was the idea of having to learn the lessons by myself. I was so used to clinging on to somebody to help me get through my life lesson, because I was too afraid to do it by myself, that when I got put in a position to where all I had was me, it kind of frightened me a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But I noticed that I became better once I got over the initial hump. You feel me? That's like learning how to swim for the first time. It didn't take me nothing to learn, but when I did, I was like a daredevil. I just started jumping off the diving board and all that. But that don't mean you're not scared when you first jump off. You feel me? You don't know what's going to happen at the bottom of that water. But you do it anyway. And then you get so good at it, you just keep doing it. You know what I'm saying? You just can't have no fear with life. You know what I'm saying? And I get on the front on roller coasters. I just don't got no fear. I'm just not scared. You feel me? And I believe truly that life prepares you to think like that, so that when you encounter something that goes in the opposition of the way you moving, you know how to handle it. Because if your nervous system is off, you feel me, you're gonna hit a brick wall. And when you get stonewalled, you're gonna stop. And you're gonna use what you think is gonna help you get through it, but it's not your notes. It's just what you think is gonna help you get through it. And then what's gonna happen is that karma gonna do a backflip. And when that karma come and do a backflip in your life, because you stopped everywhere else, everybody else didn't stop, it's gonna be too much pressure. That's gonna take time. You're gonna have to wait that out. You feel me? Just because you've been handling it a certain way all this time, now you're taking a different approach. When you are moving in a different direction, the lesson comes back again too, to test you, to see if you're ready to move forward. Because you could play and act like you ready by one demonstration, but then that's just a trick, everybody. But then that same situation hit you again, and now you crumbled and you go back to your old ways. You know what I'm saying? Listen, when I started to realize that life moved like that, everybody got to pay their karmic debt. Everybody has to pay. Regardless if you think you live this lifestyle that you don't got to pay, you're gonna have to pay something. You feel me? You're going to have to give up something to create something new. That's just the way it rolls. Nobody is exempt from that. You know what I'm saying? So once people start to understand there is no better version of nobody, there's nobody doing better, there's nobody, you feel me, having a certain type of lifestyle. Okay, I get it. I understand that. You know what I'm saying? I surpassed the normal ranking levels for certain lessons that, you feel me, is able to have a certain type of aura to me that maybe everybody don't have. But the fact that people see that and I don't look at it like that. You know what I'm saying? I know I think different, I process different, but it's just helps me get forward. It helped me move forward in my life. One day I'm gonna die. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be depressed about something that happened when I was 12. You know what I'm saying? So I had to figure out a different way. So understanding and realizing that you gonna have to, hey, that karma is pressure, baby. You know what I'm saying? You gonna like it in the end, because it's gonna turn you into a better person. You know what I'm saying? You gonna fight it. It's gonna punch you in the face a couple times too. And I ain't gonna lie, that shit hurt. But it's gonna be the best thing you've ever done in your life, baby. Like, for real. You feel me? You can't save nobody from their karma. You just gotta let them go through it. And sometimes they be looking for you to just throw them a rope. You know what I'm saying? They be anticipating you just slide in and tell them something that'll help them overcome their karma. But you cannot do that. You know what I'm saying? You cannot. You just gotta sit back and play your role. And then when they get done paying their karmic debt, they gonna be glad that you didn't step in. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes it takes people time to process that. And at that time in the middle, they gonna be looking at you as, you feel me, you're the one that caused the debt. You know what I'm saying? You're the one that made them go through what they're going through. And sometimes I be wanting to say, look, nigga, I had to go through this shit too. But the thing is, I didn't do it in public. You feel me? And that shit beat me over the head. That shit jumped me. You feel me? Every day in my sleep. Nigga, sleepless nights, can't sleep, up all night, you feel me? Tweaking, mysterious shit happening. You feel me? Nigga, if only people really had to understand what I went through. But I went through it alone. But it made me better. So listen. The karma is something that everybody don't like, but it's what's needed right now. If we want to elevate and grow, you're gonna have to go through that. And it's basically you fighting the dark side of yourself. It's your growing person fighting the dark side of yourself in the mirror. That's the only person you fighting. It's not nobody that you fighting, but hey, I'm telling you, the kickback gonna be so strong. Some people ain't never imagined some shit like that would happen, so they need somebody to blame it on. It's your fault. You did it to me. I didn't do shit. You feel me? I just, I am friends with my dark energy. You feel me? They showed me the karma. They came in. It jumped me a couple times. You feel me? I got beat up. I put some ice on that shit. And I woke up the next day and I became friends with the dark. You feel me? And now we ride side by side. And it is meant for people to have to experience that to grow. And if that's what it takes, I'm with it. You feel me? I'm sorry, but I can't help you. But I be wanting to, though. You know what I'm saying? I be wanting to step in and be like, listen, I know you staying away from me because you hurting and you in pain. I got the remedy. I know what you're going through. But at the same time, how will people learn? They won't. You know what I'm saying? So you got to allow them to go through it, and hopefully they come out a different version of themselves on the other side. If they choose the wrong choice, life will continue to be the same. You know what I'm saying? And that's the part I think the reason why I be wanting to help them, because I know what it's like to struggle. I know what it's like to be depressed. I know what it's like to be upset. I know what it's like to hurt. And I feel like everybody deserves to pull their self out of that. But I can't make your chess moves for you. You got to be smart enough to choose the route that is for you to have a better life. Think about everything that you went through and how you want a better life for yourself. If you didn't, you wouldn't be going through the karma. And everybody didn't go through it all at the same time. It happened in waves. You know what I'm saying? It's just up to you what choice you choose to make. But I promise you, you won't feel down every day if you make the right choice. Go in the direction that's calling you for better. It's an unorganized path. It has no organization. It's not comfortable, but it'll help you be better. You feel me? Don't go back to comfort, or else the karma will come back. And it's going to kick flip this time, and it's going to kick you in your nose, and you might start bleeding. So that's a choice you got to make for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Just understand, if you're someone who has passed a certain amount of lessons in your life and you want to come in and help people, you can't do that. You know what I'm saying? You got to allow them to go through their karma to learn. Otherwise, they'll always use you as an anchor. I'm not an anchor, because when I needed an anchor, nobody was there. I had to go through it on my own. You feel me? So again, we either gonna rock side by side, but I can't give you a boost every time. You know what I'm saying? It's either side by side or nothing. So that's up to you to make the correct choice. You feel me? So listen, if you don't know what it is, I just told you. Please make sure you like, comment, share, or subscribe.